Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. Marco Tillo managed to make 7 minutes on the pitch at the weekend, and it was fantastic to finally see Marco on the pitch. And it looks like he might actually get a game on Tuesday evening after making his first appearance in 5 months in the green and white after signing for Celtic. Marco was on against Motherwell, and some fans were relishing the fact that he was playing the 22-year-old who signed for Celtic in the summer from Melbourne City for 1.5 million to a bumper 5-year deal. Took to Instagram after the game. He took to Instagram after the game, and quipping, he said, basically, this is exactly what he said. He said, disappointed not to win, but proud moment. My long-awaited debut at Paradise. Thank you for the warm welcome, with the little emoji and the four-leaf clover. Although he was his main thing should be now to obviously get consistent minutes on the pitch. He appears to be a player of high talent. He's a player that was he had not too bad game for the whole 7 minutes that he was on, but you can't base anything on 7 minutes of a game. But people did take to his Instagram afterwards to congratulate him, tell him that he was doing fine, and they can't wait to see more of him. Can't wait to see more of him. What do you think about Marco Tillo at the weekend? What do you think about one fan said that he looked class when you came on. And to be fair, anybody probably would have looked class at the weekend. Now, there's big signing news when it comes to Celtic, big transfer speculation around Lawrence Shankland of Hearts. Although we dropped points at Motherwell, Kyogo was took off. Kyogo hasn't been firing. He looks out of sorts. Kyogo, is it because of the way Brendan Rodgers wants Celtic to play? We did bring O on. There's a lot of people saying that we should never have sold Guacamakis. And look, Guacamakis did want away from Celtic because he wasn't getting enough game time. He would score more goals. The Grumpy Greek would definitely score more goals than O, that's for sure. But O hasn't had the kind of impact that we would expect from a striker. Michael Stewart, on the other hand, has suggested that Lawrence Shankland, who's only got 6 Premier League goals from 13 games for Hearts, but he is a player that plays for Scotland, so he would do for Celtic when it comes to the Champions League and having that Scottish player numbers. He's suggesting that even at 28-year-old, he would be a possible transfer to Celtic. He went on to say, he said, my personal view on Lawrence Shankland is that if Celtic were to go to Lawrence Shankland or Jacob Brown, he would go for Lawrence Shankland all day long. He said, you look at Shankland, he's scoring for Hearts, he's doing it for Hearts. He said, we have a real snobbery about picking domestic players and buying players from domestic teams here in Scotland. He says, but when you look at it, compare him to O, he is doing it on a more regular basis. That's for definite. So what do you think about that? Should we go for Shankland? There's a lot of people saying not a chance. He sleeps with Sevko Jamiazon. If O was playing and he was getting a regular start for Hearts, would O then be scoring as many goals as what Shankland does? Tell me your thoughts about that in the comments, because as it comes to it just now, just isn't getting there when you think back to young Celtic strikers that have came through the books over the years. We've had a lot of Celtic strikers, that have came in from the youth team and done it. So he's getting his chance, but he's just not really doing it. When it comes to recruitment, we've had Matt O'Reilly, who's been really good. Kyogo just hasn't done it. We need to push the boat out a little more and get a player in that can score us goals. Because let's face it, even the manager has been saying over the last couple of about a month now, he's saying that the play in the last third just isn't good enough. We seem to be getting balls into Kyogo, and he's nowhere near them. So Marco Tillo makes his long-awaited game for Celtic. Will he play tomorrow night? Will he play tomorrow night at Lazio? Tell me your thoughts about that in the comments. And on that note, it's just a quick Celtic news update. What do you think about Lawrence Shankland? Is Michael Stewart right? Will Celtic go for Shankland? Do you think that we'll go for the 28-year-old? He is a player with a bit more experience, age-wise. Doesn't mean that he's going to be a better player, but he does have that little bit more experience than some of the prospects that Celtic have bought and are currently playing. Big decisions in the next transfer window. On that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans all.